Games and board games are sometimes seen as a modern luxury, but history shows that humans everywhere and in every time have invented and played games. As far back into human history as modern man can see, there's evidence of gameplay. The earliest examples come from the Neolithic time period and often include Mancala-type boards carved into stone floors. These games have rows of holes in which pebbles, seeds, bones, or other small objects would be placed as game pieces, racing or battling other players for pieces. If not right away, this style of game was eventually carved into portable boards made of wood, clay, stone, or even ivory. Its dice and possibly point counters would have been made of similar materials, or sheep ankle bones were a popular form of dice. Dice themselves have an incredibly long history, both as a way to move in board games and as games themselves. The most ancient dice known today date to the 3rd millennium BC from Mesopotamia and modern-day Pakistan. Like today, dice came in many different shapes, sizes, and materials, and our most popular form of dice are represented in the ancient world. In the Roman Empire, dicing was nearly a sport. Competitive professional dicing leagues existed, and profits by gambling could become a man's full-time job. Some of the most famous gamblers were the emperors themselves. The oldest complete board game found is referred to as the Royal Game of Ur, or 20 Squares. It dates to the middle of the 3rd millennium BC, and the game's date of invention must have been before this. 20 Squares was played all over the ancient world, and excitingly, the modern curator of the British Museum translated a cuneiform tablet that gave instructions on how to play at least one ancient version of it. It was essentially a race. This 20 Squares game is related to another game popular in ancient Egypt and was widely played in biblical Canaan, 30 Squares, or Senet. Senet was played on a board made up of 3 rows of 10 squares. It was a pastime played by all levels of society and eventually took on religious symbolism, as seen in the imagery on existing game boards and in tomb paintings. There has even been a satirical painting found of animals playing Senet. In the biblical world specifically, there have been many games unearthed archaeologically. In Jerusalem, there are over 25 public board games found inscribed in stone, and a more mysterious game called Dogs and Jackals was found in ancient Megiddo. Games were not limited to the board game variety. Historical versions of the yo-yo were popular in ancient Greece and made from clay, metal, and wood. Likewise, the ancients enjoyed toys, puppets, tops, and many other forms of entertainment. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this spotlight, please like it, share it with a friend, and leave us a comment below on what you thought. Also, don't forget to click the bell and subscribe for the latest Bible Discovery content.